Today's Russian foreign policy strategy remains a set of reactions and uncoordinated actions that more looks like a strategic mistake when concentration of power is ignored and short-term decisions are all that matters. Russian strategy can be compared with a time machine, as all vectors and goals are thrown in time and space that gives a feeling of annoying chaos. However, strategy of small things is a part of soft power. Key advantages of this strategy is that results become obvious when they already cannot be defeated by one or two counteractions. Russia began integration of post-Soviet region from quite a weak position, as at the beginning Moscow wasn't a technological and financial leader. Today, former Soviet republics mostly influenced by such global powerhouses as Russia, United States, China, Turkey, United Kingdom, and the European Union. As the elites of post-Soviet region countries do not wish to reintegrate on Soviet conditions, they are forced to look for the balance of power that will serve as a grant of their independence. After a some time spent in new political reality, former Soviet republics face a new threat to their sovereignty. The threat of reintegration with Russia already faded away. However, new threat of falling dependency from biggest investors such as United States, European Union, China, Turkey is more real and substantial. In these conditions, Russia became a grant that ensures the balance of power in post-Soviet region. This new role raised Russia's authority as it became a grant and arbiter playing a key role in the integration process in the region. Local elites understand that despite their weakness and multi-vector politics, Moscow respects their independence. That kind of approach and reliability made possible born of organizations like EAEU, CSTO, SCSO, and BRICS, but despite playing a key role, Russia keeps sovereignty of partners untouched. Today, the most perspective is EAEU, which in the beginning looked more like a fatal failure, but apart from huge costs, Russia gets no political benefits from the cooperation. However, it is far from being true. This is absolutely new and unusual role, as now Moscow is expanding its influence by managing interests of various players. Kremlin only began to learn how to use the soft power, and knowing that Russians tend to learn fast, does that in a very Russian way. Intuition and common sense here are more important than theories and strategies. Kremlin's new sphere of influence remains on an open field. In the periphery, strong influence of neighbor states can be seen. On the very core, Russia is center of power, attraction, and balance. From now, it is source of power and opportunities, as Moscow firmly stands as a grant of independence for all former Soviet states and will not allow for more powerful neighbors and trade partners to swallow them. Moscow's foreign policy in Syria directly has nothing to do with the EAEU. However, there is a connection. Russia indirectly affects Iran, that is under US threat. Fighting with Russia in Syria helps Iran to strengthen its geopolitical positions in the region. For official Tehran is crucial, as without that China will simply swallow this Islamic country. As a result, Iran successfully closed the field between Russia and China, called Central Asia, from US and Turkey aggression. Both Central Asia and Transcaucasia are objects of hot rivalry, where it's a real threat for those states to lose independence without Russia's presence there. In case rivalry between the United States, United Kingdom and Turkey will go out of control, there is a risk of military conflict or even a full-scale war. In these circumstances, the EAEU is absolutely necessary structure that absorbs economical problems of its participants and halts expansion of more powerful geopolitical players. In January 2021, Iran signed a temporary agreement with the EAEU to create a free trade zone by November 2022. By becoming an observer in the EAEU, Iran moves one step closer of becoming a full-fledged member. Now center-oriented processes in the EAEU that start in Central Asia as part of more closer regional integration can be seen pretty clear. In this case, Tajikistan is still studying all pros and cons from joining the EAEU. However, the very cooperation Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan and Kyrgyzstan pushes Uzbekistan for entering this organization. Because of this cooperation, Tajikistan membership in the EAEU is inevitable, as it will be forced to adjust all standards to its main partners. For Kazakhstan, EAEU membership is a great tool strengthening its influence on both China and Russia, and for Belarus on European Union. Besides, the EAEU coordinates creation of more liberal common labor market with simplified labor force movement, which will allow Central Asia countries to earn up to $1.5 billion a year, and will stimulate wage growth by 10–30%. Common labor market will create demand for Russian language, for international communication, and will give more space for Russian culture in Central Asia to stop Turkish expansion. Being a part of the EU gives Armenia a huge advantage in common market and strengthens its geopolitical position, while CSTO defends it from possible military aggression. Membership in both the EU and CSTO saved Armenia from fatal defeat in the Nagorno-Karabakh war in late 2020. However, Russia's key role as peacemaker not only made peace in the region possible, but even created a cooperation between Armenia and Azerbaijan in the Kishivan Transport Corridor project, which would be impossible without participation of Russia. Growing Turkish influence in Transcaucasia became a threat to Azerbaijan's sovereignty, which is why the state shows interest in joining the EU and did that even with the green light from Armenia. Joining it significantly lowers risk of military confrontation between Armenia and Azerbaijan, but also beats Turkish influence into Azerbaijan. Balance of power in the region is impossible without Russian military presence in it, and in fact, it should be increased a few times to guarantee security. Peacekeeping forces in Nagorno-Karabakh were located with agreement from Azerbaijan and without Turkey being part of a deal. In Armenia, in this unique region bordering with Azerbaijan and Iran's stronghold of Russian army base about to be built, Prime Minister of the country, Nikol Pashinyan, already gave a green light for it. Iran's attempts to become part of the EU gives necessary impulse for Baku to join the Union. Today's stance pushes Belarus and Kazakhstan, the most sensitive members of this organization, to create supranational centers of financial coordination, like the Agency for the Control of Financial Markets. Idea first was brought by Belarus and Kazakhstan supported it. Main goal, harmonization of stock and financial markets that in the end will lead to creation of common currency. Today we are facing an unprecedented geopolitical approach between Iran, Turkey, Russia and China within the zone of influence, Central Asia and Belarus. As a result, power balance in Central Asia changed dramatically. Now the region becomes an axle between Europe, including Turkey, Middle and Far East, Iran and China, through Russia, which integrates Belarus, South Caucasus and Central Asia, through Afghanistan, Pakistan and India. In this global construction, Russia is a keystone. Without it, whole concept will collapse. In this particular configuration, Russia's influence is more durable and lasting than Soviet one, as integration has objective processes and all participants are equally interested in it. For Moscow, it is also a way more flexible way of domination based on dealing with interests and insecurities of all members. While not having an ability to solely influence local elites, Russia creating influence systems similar to British. The only difference between these two, Russia leans towards integration, while Britain towards disintegration. Kremlin does not interest in domination based on breaking up partners and allies ties, but on building, coordination, and protection of them, creating a strong and reliable regional security systems, closed from outside interference, and able, in Russian arbitration, to coordinate actions between themselves. In this conjunction, Russia's role is to guarantee national security while at the same time not throw colossal amounts of money to maintain those political regimes. In general, Russia sees its mission in Eurasia a bit different from previous concept that brings some change in understanding national interests. Now it's not able to present Russia as some boogeyman frightening others with the return of USSR, where Russia decides everything. From now, all the decisions will be made in the capital city of post-Soviet republics. The only thing Kremlin will decide those decisions will work, or will be left as wishes. If you liked the video, be sure to subscribe and ring the bell.